stories from around the corner
and around the country.
You're listening to All the Best.
Proudly supported by the Art Gallery of New South Wales.
You're listening to All the Best from FBI Radio 94.5. I'm Kwame Slusher, and this week we're revealing the Audio Corpse. But before we get into this week's stories, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge that I'm recording from stolen and Gadigal land and pay my respect to Gadigal elders past and present, and also recognize that the area where FBI Radio is situated, Redfern, has long been a place of storytelling, strength, resistance, and resilience for First Nations communities. I would also like to pay respects to the First Nations people from the lands of all the exciting audio makers you'll hear in this episode. Earlier this month, I was one of the 12 audio makers in one of the 7 All the Best audio corpses. The rules. The audio segments couldn't be more than 3 minutes. It had to include a particular sound effect and a theme, with a 48-hour time limit. The most challenging part for me is that I had to start with the last 10 seconds of the previous maker's story. It felt like a relay, and I was poised with my hand waiting for the 10-second baton. Then I was off, brainstorming, planning, then the actual story making. When I was finally sending my piece off at 3 a.m., I was out of breath, just like I'd run a race. This week's story is Audio Corpse 5, which has a dark sci-fi anthology feel to it, like Black Mirror or Love, Death and Robots. And just a heads up, there's some occasional soft swear words in this story.
And we continue our journey through the Italian regions with a nursery rhyme in Sardinian. Zizzigorru, boga tappu, boga gorru, boga tappu, chi no bessis ticci vappu. I think they'll do it. If you are listening to this recording, it means we did not survive. I started with the nursery rhyme because I know they only listen to the first seconds of the broadcast to ensure we are not trying to leave behind a message. But I don't kid myself. We are doomed. We lost all the time we had to push back, and we failed. There is no time left. I only hope you get this recording not too long after they capture us. This may be the last trace of our civilization. Whoever you are, listen. We fought until the end. They'll certainly tell you stories and claim that we were terrorists. But that's not true. We are just a group of people. We met during phase 1 of the takeover that led to the end of democracy as we knew it. Jesse started a pirate radio station, All the Best, initially just to connect people who opposed the regime but didn't know how to get organized. I ended up involved by chance. My code name is Communicate. With me were my son, whose code name is Radio Veller, and my partner, Radio Bitti. At first, the code names were just the names that we had given to our programs. But after phase 2 began, they became essential for protecting our identities when people started disappearing. Please be careful. Because if someone enters right now and takes me away, anyone could sit behind this microphone and use it to deceive you in every possible way. Trust no one, no matter what you hear after this. Trust no one. We have no time left. They're here. They're coming.
We have no time left. Hey, Captain, come over here. Help me figure this out.
Oh, it's tough to understand. Something's wrong.
Oh, wait. It can't be. The cables into the console are loose? How did that happen? One sec here. Yeah, there we go. Fire it up.
No matter what you hear after this, trust no one. We have no time left.
Trust no one. Huh.
They're here. They're coming.
Like someone or something is coming for them?
Let's hear the next time log. There has to be more.
What the hell is that?
No idea. Any more time logs from that day?
I'll look. That's strange. There should be more here. Wait, could they be lost?
Let me check the backup. Nothing. They said trust no one.
Or maybe it's them we can't trust? I don't know what's happening.
Found one. I had to go deep to find a backup of the backup, but here it is.
Day 200 of our year-long mission. The days are never ending, and yet we're losing time. And, hey, what are you doing here? You're not authorized to be here. Wait.
Wow, that was months ago. This is giving me the creeps. We gotta alert Central.
No, we can't trust.
Central, this is Core 5, Team 1. We're not getting through. We gotta fly over to Central now and alert them. Where's my pass card? I can never find it when I need it.
We don't want to do that yet. Give me a second to think.
Oh, here it is. Something's really going wrong here.
Door's jammed? Let me try my card. It's not budging. How are we gonna get out?
I'm ready to go home. Open the door.
I told you, it won't open.
Well, what did you do?
What do you mean, what did I do? I didn't do nothing.
Exactly. So why did you let the door shut?
My hands were full.
My hands were full too.
How was I supposed to keep the door open?
You prop it open. It wouldn't have killed you to put down a broom for 2 seconds and prop the door open.
Well, I didn't. Now what?
Why does that stupid manager have us store things in the basement at the end of the day? Hate this part of my job. This is why. What the heck is that sound? Nope.
What?
I said nope. You know that movie by Jordan Peele? Nope.
Nope.
You should check it out. I love Daniel Kaluuya. Everything about him is major bruv, not minor. Never minor.
Yeah, okay.
Listen, I don't like the situation.
Oh, and I do?
I'm tired and I'm ready to go home.
Me too.
But this is weird. And I'm not about to play some victim in a doofy horror flick. I hate horror flicks. My life is already a horror.
Your life can't be all that bad. This situation isn't that bad.
Dude, this whole thing has bad horror flick written all over it. It's late. We're locked in a basement. There's that annoying sound. Bet you there's a full moon tonight, and I'm stuck here with you, of all people.
What's wrong with me?
Lord, I hope there are no rats down here. No.
Everyone is gone. We're just gonna have to wait for someone to come and open the door.
In the morning. No. There has to be a way to get out. Now. There must be an axe or a hammer or something we can use.
You can't just pry that door open. It is thick and huge and looks like
We
steel.
have to try. Come on, are you gonna help me?
Look,
or what?
An axe. On the count of 3, we will hack the door open. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
If you're just joining, I'm Kwame Slusher, and this is All the Best on FBI Radio 94.5. And this week we're featuring one of 7 stories from All the Best, The Audio Corpse, an audio story collage featuring around 75 audio storytellers from around the globe. So close your eyes and be prepared to suspend your disbelief as we continue with Audio Corpse 5.
She took a quick breath in, closed her eyes, and jumped across the threshold of the open door. Suddenly, all the blood rushed from her head like she'd stood up too fast. Feeling like she was about to fall over, she threw one hand out and felt the doorway to the side. The loud whirring sound was still all around her. And then she felt the door close behind her, and the sound was gone. Her head was starting to clear. She opened her eyes. Where was he? He'd started the countdown. He'd jumped just ahead of her. But he was nowhere to be seen. She was alone, in a huge white room. Except it wasn't really a room. There were no walls or ceiling. A huge white void.
Hello?
She turned around to go back, but the door had vanished. The white void stretched off in every direction. From out of nowhere, 2 rows of wooden filing cabinets, head high, started falling into place, stretching towards the horizon. The drawers were small, with brass handles and tiny brass frames with slips of paper with numbers printed on them. A large wooden sign swung down right in front of her. She read the words aloud. Life rewind button, TM, single use only. She looked back at the drawers. The numbers were years. Years she had lived through. She opened one at random and grabbed a card. Saturday, April 9th, 8:17 p.m. Options: go to party or stay home. Decision made: stay home. She started opening drawers and grabbing more cards. Every decision she'd ever made in her entire life was here, arranged in chronological order. Most were small: which flavor of toothpaste to buy, what to get for takeout, sneakers or boots. She found the drawers for her 20s and 30s, cards with bigger decisions, invitations, relationships, dream holidays. But so many said decision made, said no. Why had she turned down so many things? There had always been a reason, a good reason, wasn't there? She turned back to the sign. Life rewind button. And there it was. Large and brass and shiny. No fingerprints. Never pressed. Now she had one chance to go back, one decision she could make again, to try something different, to see what would happen. This time, she could say yes. She knew exactly which one she wanted. She took a deep breath, reached out her finger, closed her eyes, and pushed the button.
Exterior apartment, night.
23-year-old me is inside that apartment, sitting at her desk, talking to her boyfriend on the phone right now. She's sipping a beer, which is what she calls those hard seltzers. 25-year-old me knows something that 23-year-old me needs to. Don't worry. I got permission from the time gods for this. In fact, they came to me. Can you believe it? They said something like, please, you have to help her. She's so sad and pitiful, and she's going to run her life into the ground. Please. And I said, oh my God, fine, I'll do something. Chill out. 50-year-old me. Oh, please. Like, that's what happened. You spent the last 2 years of your life hiding from your friends and family while throwing yourself into building a time machine. Somehow, you finally rigged something up to work. But I'm here because I can't let you interfere with your past self. 25-year-old me. No, old bitch. I did do all those things, but I did them because I can't just sit back and let her sink her future. She doesn't know anything. You don't know anything. The only reason that we are here today is because someone buzzed our doorbell. 23-year-old me.
Gosh, I forgot to tell you about one more thing that happened at work today. It's like 7:45. I'm like running around because I got quadruple sat. What the? Sorry, someone just keeps buzzing my doorbell.
Hello? I wasn't expecting anyone back at headquarters until next week. I'm under strict orders to not let anyone enter the facility, but maybe there was an emergency? Let me check. No one's alerting the satellite. Alright, I have to get some sleep. I am hearing things. Okay, no, that definitely feels real. Agent V, can I get your coordinates? Agent V? Are you back at headquarters? Agent V, come in. Let me check my security cameras. What is that dark figure? It looks like it's levitating. Oh my god, someone's in trouble. I have to let them in. Hello? I heard someone screaming. Do you need help? That's weird. There's nothing here. Except this unmarked box on my doormat.
You know, I didn't think cardboard would be this comfortable, but just sitting here, it's kind of nicer than I would have anticipated.
I mean, there's a reason they make the Olympians beds out of this stuff.
That's true.
It's comfy, it's sturdy, and we're kind of living large here, or living small.
Living small.
Living large while living small.
Inside, in the dark. Do you ever think about who might be overhearing you while we're in here?
Someone's got to be listening, right?
It makes me feel like just talking to you in this box, in the dark, like feels normal and natural, but at the same time it feels like operating for people that I can't even fathom.
A few summers back, I had a summer of trying to turn a profound loneliness into a fierce independence was the goal. And I found myself just like talking to myself a lot, and I felt the need to like record my will, and half of it is really just me trying to pre-plan my funeral. I need some record that I was here, you know.
Have you ever stood at the top of like a diving board and just kind of looked down into the water?
I did dive team when I was 7, and I got so scared during a meet that a coach had to come and pick me up from the ankles and drop me in head first.
Oh no.
Because I wouldn't jump. But that feeling, it's like you're so alone, and it's just you and the space between the water.
And then even when you're into the water, it's just the shock of hitting it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really just the surprising clarity and depth of like 11 feet of something that you'll know you come out of okay.
But what if you don't this time?
Then you can always enjoy the falling.
So I'm just going to hold it like this. Is that okay with you?
Sure.
Do you mind telling us where we are right now?
This is the sanctuary of Westmount Park United Church. Normally the pews would fill this area, but we moved the pews to the side to lay out the labyrinth.
Anne Price volunteers at the church just once a month. She may be soft-spoken, but she's firm on one thing. A labyrinth is not a maze.
It has a path, and the idea is that you walk in the path, follow the turns and curves. It's a way of actively releasing your mind from other thoughts.
She guides visitors, starting with its history. a mysterious design that goes back thousands of years.
They were very simple, then a circle, or then it became a little bit more like a lima bean shape and became more and more complicated. And this, I think, is the standard, more traditional labyrinth that we use nowadays.
The one laid out in front of me, drawn on what looks like a 20 by 20 foot canvas, follows a 12th century Gothic design, like the one laid in stone on the floor of the Chartres Cathedral in France. Anne encouraged me to take off my shoes and begin. Step by step, I followed along. A bit anxious not to step over the line, eventually coming to find a pace that worked for me. I found myself at the center, where a single candle flickered. After the experience, I asked Anne how long it usually takes someone.
If you do this properly, how long do you think it would take you?
Oh, I don't know.
Probably at least 5 minutes.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not good with time.
Yeah.
as anybody who's waited for me will testify.
Meeting, you're always late? Or
yes,
meeting?
Always late.
You lose track of time.
Yeah, time is elastic for me.
Have there been many people today?
We just opened.
Oh, all right. So yeah. I'm your first
today.
passenger?
You're the first. Yes.
Inside the labyrinth, time bends and softens. Maybe that's the point. Anne hopes visitors will find it useful, like a meditation, regardless of their denomination.
What a useless weekend. I know my parents want me to self-reflect and all of that bullshit, but look where it got me. Saying, in yoga with strangers. So stupid. And this labyrinth of time, a place to reflect. My ass.
Well, I don't think it's stupid.
Oh my god. Who's in my car?
I'm your inner voice. You never hear me because you never listen, but please pay attention.
Wait. What's happening?
Well, you haven't been driving for the last 17 seconds.
Son of a...
Hold on, you've been scrolling for way too long now.
Make sure you do this before you write your next novel.
And how many pages are you at now? So don't you think...
Think what?
You should put effort into the things you like and... Never mind.
No, I understand what you're saying. I'm not ready yet. I'm only 34, and well, I think I want kids, but I'm not sure. Why did you bring me here?
So you can use those self-reflection skills you learned?
Well... I got the text at work. Come quick. Dad had a heart attack and we're at the hospital. I thought my parents would be here forever. He was clasping my mom's hand in his. When his eyes locked with mine, he gave me a smile, closed his eyes, and never opened them again. I couldn't say goodbye. So... what's next?
The rest of your life. Still a bullshit weekend, right?
No. I'm ready now. I'm excited to...
Well, shit.
The coolest thing about the Audio Corpse challenge was hearing how all these disparate audio segments fit so neatly together to make such a beautifully bizarre story. Special shout out to Cristina Marras, who suggested that we do a corpse in the first place and whose amazing story kicked everything off. To Aswathi Matthew for coordinating and keeping everything together, and to Ray Vo for the most amazing artwork for the challenge. Also, a special shout out to the amazing audio makers who participated in the corpse, Lizak, Pierre, Florence, Yehani, Ali, Darian, Ariel, Valdez, Hazel, Ellie, Cole, and Claudia. Whether you're a storyteller or a story lover, listen to All the Best for unique stories from independent audiomakers from so-called Sydney and around the country. Catch our live radio broadcast on Sundays at 9:30 a.m. on FBI Radio 94.5. The podcast drops at 4 p.m. on Tuesdays at allthebestradio.com, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Follow us so you never miss an episode. All the Best would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the lands in which we make these stories, and pay our respects to elders past and present. All the Best is made at FBI Radio on Gadigal land, in association with SYN and 3RRR on Wurundjeri Woi Wurrung and Boon Wurrung lands, and 8CCC on Arrente and Wurrumungu lands. The All the Best editorial producer is Mel Bakewell, and Phoebe Adler-Ryan is our executive producer. Patrick McKenzie is our community coordinator, and thanks to all the volunteers who make All the Best possible. Shining Bird composed our theme music, and Annie Hamilton designed the artwork. We're heard across Australia on the Community Radio Network, and we're made possible by the Art Gallery of New South Wales and the Community Broadcasting Foundation. You can find our full archive of more than 600 episodes at allthebestradio.com. I'm Kwame Slusher. Thanks for listening.